a step-by-step tutorial for beginners how to use Canva. And if you wait till the end, I'm actually going to do a live demo of me creating a LinkedIn banner for one of my clients. So let's get started, not wait. First, you're going to go to canva.com. Then you're going to log in. So you can use a Gmail account or you can just sign in with another account on Canva. What you're going to see here is you're going to see the home page of Canva. Now, on the home page, you can see recent designs that you've already done, as well as quick tools that you can use. You have LinkedIn, mobile video, LinkedIn background, sheets, docs, whiteboard, presentations, social media, photo editor, video, print, website. They even have custom sizes. If it's something that you really want to customize, you can customize it with this size. I've used this a ton just for customization, but then you have uploads. Now, you can also just do a standard search. So let's say I'm looking for a LinkedIn banner, for example. I can just put in here LinkedIn banner. If you want to start off with a design that's already pre-configured, right? So let's do another one. Let's do YouTube thumbnail. So it'll come up with a YouTube thumbnail, and you can see that you can start off from scratch. So you can go here and start from scratch, or you can use a design. Now, just for today's tutorial, I'm gonna start off and create my own design, but I also wanted to show you the Canva AI tool before we dive into design, because that's super cool. Here, you can see it'll actually design stuff for you. It has coding, writing images, image creation, design, coming up with a design. And all you literally have to do is type it into here and it'll pop up with the design. Let's do a crazy one that, you wouldn't think you could find a design. And this just reminds me of like my daughter here, right? So I'll just do her favorite things. We'll do rainbow, tornado, and unicorns. Create a rainbow unicorn tornado with the unicorns flying all around it. So I created an image. Now it's gonna give me images, which is just wild, of what I just designed. Tell me that's not incredible. Look at that. So this is just a start. If you have an idea and just kind of want to come up with image designs, you can start here to kind of give you an idea. But let's go let's go back to home here. And we're just going to do a LinkedIn post. But let's go to create, because I want to start with a blank canvas. And we're going to do LinkedIn. So it's going to pull up all the stuff associated with LinkedIn. So you can see here, it pulls up all the stuff that's associated with LinkedIn. So the LinkedIn post, LinkedIn banner. And today we're gonna actually do a LinkedIn banner later, but I wanted to show you this, and we'll just start off with the LinkedIn background photo, and it gives you the dimensions at the bottom here. So here you can see the dimensions of whatever you're clicking on. That way, if you wanted to do a custom size and change it up, you could. So let's just do LinkedIn background banner. So you can see here, I have the margins turned on. So what I can do here is actually go to File, Settings, Hide margins. So I didn't want that line in there. Or you could do the opposite, Settings, Show Grid, Show Margins, right? This will show you the margins for that specific background, okay? Now, you can go to Design. Design is gonna show you actual elements and pre-configured designs that you can use in Canva. So you can go through here and choose a design that you really like or you want to start off with. Now you'll notice on the designs, you'll have this crown here. This crown is showing you that that's the pro version of Canva. I do strongly recommend the pro version. I'm also going to show you ways to remove backgrounds without Canva, but it's super cool. And the amount of stuff you get with the premium version, it's definitely worth it. You can create birthday cards, use it in your daily life if it's not part of like your everyday of work or your business. I still strongly recommend doing the paid version. of Canva. But so let's go in here. We have the designs. So I want to see all the different designs, particularly that they have, or the styles. You can go to styles, but let's go back here. We'll go back to design, right? We'll exit this because that's recently used, and let's go LinkedIn banner. What's cool is if you type in the top here, let's do finance, you can see it'll pull up all different types of finance banners. Let's do something even more specific. Let's do maybe farm. So you can see here, it'll pull up keywords that you can use in Canva. So let's just choose here. Let's go with cow, for example. We click on cow and it gives you that one for cow, but that's the pro version, right? Let's do farm animals. It looks like a lot of these that it's given me are the pro version for farm animals, but that'll just give you an idea. The next is elements. So the elements works the same way. You can actually generate your own AI image, right? Which I'll show you here shortly. You can see they have different types of elements. So you can see here, they actually have keywords at the top. These are stuff that I've already looked up in the past, but let's just look up something here. You can see down here, it'll show you different elements. So you have graphics, you have stickers, videos, photos, charts, tables, grids, frames, even audio. It's amazing the stuff that Canva has. So you can actually click on things that you specifically are looking for. So let's say you're looking for shapes specifically, you can click on shapes and it'll give you shapes. If you're looking for, let's say, graphics, you can click on graphics or stickers, even audio. So what I typically do to make it easier for you is just do the search in the top bar, because you might want a graphic instead of maybe a sticker or a shape. So let's do bear, okay? It gives you different choices what you can choose from. So it gives you videos, audio, graphics, so you can choose which one you want to use. Now, me personally, I like to do it this way because it gives you the different options when choosing. So we're just going to do bear. Now, I want to expand this, right? So say I want to expand, I want an actual picture of a bear. So let's find one that's free. So there's this one. If you click on these three dots, it'll give you options. So you can go to see more like this, and you'll see a ton more like that I use a lot. You can star it so it saves it to your favorites, or you can add it to a folder that you're using. So you can see now it gives you a ton of free images that you can use that are similar to that bear in the photo. Let's just add this bear. Now that you have the bear here, say you want to remove the background, you can easily do that with Canva, but it is the pro version option. So let's say if you don't have the pro version and you did want to remove the background, you can literally just Google free background remover, and it will you go to this and it'll help remove the background. That's what I did before I went to the paid version of Canva. Strongly recommend the paid version. But let's go here. We're gonna remove the background. So we remove the background. Now it removed it completely, which is pretty awesome. Now here, if you click on the side, you can readjust the photo size. So I can get it larger, smaller, as small as I really want it. And then let's say I'm having trouble seeing this. Now I can actually zoom in. So if you go down here, you can zoom in so you can see that image a lot better. If you are working on something smaller, you can zoom in there and get a real good look at it if you wanted to. And then this will show you different pages if you have multiple pages, and you can do a grid view where it's actually in a grid. So let's just stick with the photos. So now that I removed the background and I adjusted the image, let's say I wanted to crop something out or not use part of that background. So let's say you made a mistake and you want to go back. You can either hit Control Z or just hit the back button up here, and that will bring it back and bring the photo back to its original state. Now, let's say we actually didn't want everything here. We just wanted to get rid of the top portion and maybe just focus on the bear a little more. You'll grab these little bars, and that will allow you to crop the image. But let's say we didn't like it, we go back. Okay, we're gonna go back again. We didn't like that edit, we go back. Okay, so now we have here, we're gonna remove, let's say we remove the background. The really cool thing is now, if you click on the outside of this, you can actually choose a color and it'll actually match that photo, which is awesome. So let's say if you're working on a logo, there's a particular photo or color scheme you wanna stick with. So this makes it super easy for you to stick with the branding or the color scheme that you're going with. So let's say we wanna just color the background brown. We click on it, the whole entire background goes brown. Makes it super easy, but let's say we actually do want to add a different background to this image. So let's go clear and let's go back here to elements. So we typed in forest background and we'll see what it comes up with. Now let's do more of a realistic background. So we'll find one here. Let's go with the free version. Let's do this one and let's actually choose a different bear. So we're gonna go back, we're gonna play with this image. I'm gonna do bear. Let's find more of a realistic bear here. Let's do this cub. We're gonna remove the background and now we have this image. Now you can see how this bear is actually pulled up. That has to do with layering. So if you right click, it'll show you all the different things you can do with the layering of Canva. So for that photo. So I can pull it back. So let's say I have it here, but I actually want this image up front. I would layer and we can send that backwards. So now you can see it put the bear behind that photo, but we don't want to do that. So we're gonna layer and we're gonna bring it back forward. And then here, let's just say, we're gonna add this background. Now the really cool thing here is you have these buttons at the top. So now I can make it more transparent. And let's say I wanted to make the bear the focal point. I can mess with the transparency and make it less transparent or more transparent to make it look really nice. Now I'll just move it in the background here. And let's say I have here, I wanna flip it. You can flip it. Right? So now it flips the photo around and you can flip it vertically, you can put it upside down, right? But let's just stick with this. And then you have animate. This is really cool if you want animation within your video, and then you can create animation, which is really cool. All right, so let's just mess with the background before we start doing crazy animations here. But let's say we have the bear here. We wanna click on the background, position. It'll show you where you can position it. I don't think that's really necessary here. So now let's edit this background here. Now what's nice is it gives you different really cool options to adjust and these new features here for the Magic Studio. The Magic Studio is great, but let's say we wanted to generate the background image. So let's delete this and we're actually just gonna click on this photo, edit, and then we're gonna make up a background. And we could just do a forest for a baby bear and generate it. You can see it created its own background for the bear, right? But let's go back. We're gonna go back here and we're gonna regenerate. Regenerate the old banner. Now, let's say you click here and you go to this other function, which is really great, is expand. So now let's say we have a photo that we can't fully fit in here. I'm gonna make it smaller, then I'm gonna expand. Again, this is with the paid version, right? So I get here and I wanna expand this. So I can expand it out because I want it to fit my whole profile here, right? So we'll expand it out here. And then we'll hit expand. And you can see it did its best job at expanding that photo, which that's pretty great. So we'll layer it and we'll actually get out of here. Now you can see that I clicked out, it actually matches and almost expands exactly like the photo. Now let's say in this photo that I actually want to erase the tree. So I click on Magic Erase, click here, and this will show you if I can erase the tree and get rid of it. So we're just gonna erase the tree. And you can see it has still a blur. So here we can use the brush. And we're just gonna brush this out and erase. And you can see that gives us a better image of this all erased. And there you go. Now I'm gonna click back here. See, we have the bear kind of floating in the air, but let's attach them to the tree. If you click here, you can rotate your image. And that way you can make it grab onto the tree, for example. Now that you have an idea of how the images work and how you can readjust it, flip, transparency on the image, remove the background, let's talk about text. So the next thing you're going to do is click on text. Here you can see you can add a text box, a subheading, or you can scroll through here and see categories that you can choose from that you can use of different text options and fonts. Let's just go with Spring Collect. And again, the same thing works as it worked before with the photos. So we can readjust and we can edit the text. So let's do Spring Bear. Now you can see we changed the text. Now, if you absolutely love something, you don't want it to change at all, here you can go here and lock it and you can see all the editing goes away. So you no longer can edit it. You can do that with photos or anything you want to keep exactly the same. Now, when you click unlock again, you see all your edits are back. Another way to do that is edit the font size. You can click here and you can pull it up and pull it down, and you'll see that it actually adjusts the font size as well when you're doing it. So let's just choose a font we want to go with, 42. And you can see as I expand and contrast, it'll change it. We can change the color. Say we want to change the color of just the spring. We double click that and we can change that color to white. So now we can have Spring Bear there. Hit here. Now we can choose the color that we want. So let's say we want it to blend in. Now we can have it blend in. Then you can see you could do anything that you would do on a Word document. You can do here, same thing, transparency. You can make the text lighter or brighter. So the same effects you can use on an image as you can on text. So now that you have that down, let's say you want your own image you want to edit. So let's say you want to upload your own personal image. You can do that via your phone with the Canva app or upload it off of your computer. For example, I can add in my personal photo here or a photo of anything that I want. So from uploads, you would just go to upload files, choose a file that you want to upload and upload that into Canva. So that allow you to use any personal image and do exactly what I showed you how to do with the photos. You would do the exact same thing with your photos once it's uploaded. So you can also click on tools. Tools will allow you as a shortcut to use shapes, to use lines in the cursor to draw. So I could select this and actually draw on my design. So you can see I can draw on my design. You can erase. Makes it very easy for you to edit your images on your profile. Now you do have the app section. This is where you can add apps that you want in addition to help you customize things. We'll just save the apps for later. Now I'm gonna move into actually creating a banner for one of my clients, and you can see me alive in action, me designing something for one of my clients. Thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful. If you like the content that I'm putting out, like, subscribe, and comment below on the videos you want me to put out next. So if you want me to show you how I use Canva to edit my actual videos that I post on social media and LinkedIn and even YouTube, let me know and I'll go over how I edit a video step by step with an actual live video. Well, I hope that was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.